Hello. And yes, once again, I am live on YouTube. Who knew? This is my second time going live on YouTube, although I have over about 200 pre recorded videos that have tons of information for you. Yeah, of course, this is the Ask Mary Ellen channel on YouTube that you're watching. And I was going to come on here today and speak about relationships, how you can make any relationship work for you, how you can find that perfect relationship. And then I thought, well, I think I'll go on and speak about communication. How can people communicate so other people can hear them, can actually hear the words they're saying, right? Because a lot of times we say things and then we look at people and they don't understand us or they don't do what we had asked them to do. And then I was going, I have tons of other topics that I can speak about because I've written about all of them. I taught middle school for 15 years and I'm an author of 3 books, as you'll know. But before I did any of those topics, whether it's communications or relationships, or grief, or depression, or anxiety, or stress, or how you can lift yourself out of anything. I wanted to go on and talk with you about exactly what Ask Mary Ellen is. And why do I have that moniker, Ask Mary Ellen? Well, of course, I thought it would be easier for people to find Ask Mary Ellen than if I put my other name, my married name on. It's very difficult to spell. And then I always I want all of you to ask me questions so that I can break them down from a truth standpoint and help you to see things differently. Because in truth, there are no problems. There are perceptions and misperceptions. And when something's in your life and you see it as a problem, then you need to take a step back and ask yourself, how can I see this differently about anything? Now, today I said in the opening statement that you might have read, I was going to speak about truth. What exactly is truth? Because when I learned these truths in my life, all of the trauma I went through as a child, all of the diagnosis I'd been given, I have so much peace and gratitude and gratefulness in my life right now that I am able to learn these truths and then pass them on to other people. So, what is truth? Okay, truth is something that never changes. Truth is not a fact or an opinion. Now, a fact today in Chattanooga is that it is sunny. Yet that is not a truth about Chattanooga because it's not always sunny every single day. A fact that is a truth would be 2 plus 2 equal 4. If you have 2 apples and 2 oranges, you're going to have 4 pieces of fruit. So that never changes. A truth never changes. Opinions always change. So opinions are never truths. There are basically 12, maybe 13 universal truths that anyone who teaches truth or mindfulness or writes about it are using the same truths. We're saying them in different words so you can hear them correctly. Like I know a lot of people will hear things from Louise Hay. Her books are fantastic. Or Marianne Williamson or Wayne Dyer. A lot of men will hear things from Alan Cohen. And a lot of people hear my truths as I write them every day. So one of the basic truths is I am. We are. We are all connected. I am. There is only one. There's not God and Mary Ellen. There's not God and you. There's not the universe and you. You are part of the universe. You are part and one with God. I am is the first basic universal truth. The second universal truth is that in truth, there are only two emotions: fear, which is a lower vibrational force, and love, which is a higher vibrational force. Fear is that negative force, is that stress, is that anxiety, is that worry, is that regret. It's like, oh, I have to fear this. I watch the news and this is going to happen. Whereas love is a higher vibrational force. And when someone is coming at you with fear, yada, 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 they're just exploding and exploding, and you stay in love, I mean, total unconditional love. I'm not speaking about a sexual love here. I'm talking about unconditional love. When you come from love and they're coming at you and you say, I can see you're really upset right now. Can we stop and speak about this later? And they keep coming at you. And you keep staying in that love and say, I am going to have to take a break and stop. Walk out of the room, leave, or whatever you need to do to stop. Because when the fear comes with fear, what happens? Boom, right? So there are only two emotions, fear and love. And when you come from love, guess what? You can heal yourself like that. All your problems go away like that. I'm not saying you're not going to have a bad day. Of course you are. Yet when you attack it with love, so good. Another universal truth is what you see in another is in you, meaning the good you have inside yourself, you also see in others. So when you see good in somebody, take that and say, oh, wow, thank you, God. Thank you for allowing me to see this. And when you see something in someone else that you don't like, wow, take it back and look at yourself and say, why am I seeing this? And if you see it and it doesn't bother you anymore, then it's not necessarily in you. Yet if you see it and you just can't shake it, there's something about that God or the universe wants you to learn about you. Okay? I call that the one finger out, three finger back theory. Another universal truth is you're never upset for the reason you think. People always think they're upset about this over here, when really something over here is really making them upset. Okay, let's take an example. Let's say you got up this morning and you watched the news and it was yuck and it was yuck and it was this and it was that. And then you go to work and you're in traffic, so that's more fear. Oh, you're going to criticize, we're going to complain. And then by the time you get to work, guess what? You're about ready to let anybody have it. So let's say you stop by Starbucks and you go and get a Starbucks coffee and the barista says, how can I help you? I don't know. You guys never get it right. See, you're yelling at the barista at Starbucks because of all the negativity you had in your system from this morning. And you think it's okay to take it out on someone else. Guess what? It's not. So when you're upset, you're never upset for the reason you think. And you're always only upset with yourself. I know. My husband loves this one because if we get in a little argument, he'll go, well, you do this, you do this. I said, no, I hate to break the news to you, but you're only upset with yourself because you didn't listen. You can hear the rest of the argument, right? Although he's a dreamboat. He's fantastic. So you are always only upset with yourself. What you focus on expands, and what you think about happens. Change your thoughts, change your life. For example, people will ask me, why don't you talk about politics? Well, number one, there's no truth in politics. I don't do that. But I will give you an example that those of you who do follow politics can use. When you focus on the candidate that you don't want, you are giving energy to that candidate to win. When you focus on the candidate that you do want and allow the other candidate to just be, you don't criticize them or whatever, then you can give your loving, kind energy to the candidate you do want to win to help them win. And if that doesn't make sense, please just message me at askmaryellen.com. 99% of all assumptions are false. You know, you have an assumption about one thing and they don't do it or something happens and you go, well, I just assumed that was part of my warranty. Or I just assumed you'd do that while my car was here. Or I just assumed, you finish the sentence. But 99% of all assumptions are false. Only love is real. Unconditional love, which you stay in all the time, is the only thing is real. Christ came to teach us these teachings. Christ came and said, love your neighbor as yourself. Yet every time I ask a client, do you love yourself? Oh, well, that's selfish. Well, how can you love your neighbor unless you first love yourself? You know, only love is real. So stay in that love zone. Enjoy the day. Be grateful for every single thing in your life. Another truth, everything is always changing and everything is connected. Everything is always changing. You and I and everyone on this planet are connected. To be discriminatory about one person means you're discriminating against yourself because we are all one. Fear and pain and suffering are your teachers. That's correct. Any fear you go through is there to teach you. Any pain is there to teach you. There are no coincidences in life. There are no accidents in life. They are all there to teach you to wake up. People who irritate you are actually your best friends because the universe, God, is trying to show you what you need to work on in yourself. And you go, I don't want to be around them anymore. They are just so irritating. They gossip all the time. Well, do you gossip all the time? I don't know. You are exactly where you are meant to be at any given moment in time. I am exactly where I am meant to be right now. If you're watching this video, you are exactly where you are in this point in time. I hope you understand that truth is not a fact or opinion. Truth never changes. Our society uses the word truth so incorrectly. They'll say the truth is, no, that's not truth because it will change. That's simply your opinion. You know, truth never changes. And guess what? Truth is always loving, always positive. Truth, God, love, we are all one. I'll be back later in the week, hopefully to speak about relationships. So please subscribe to Ask Mary Ellen and tell your friends, hey, go to this Ask Mary Ellen channel or go to askmaryellen.com. All of my books are written on truth. And please, let's allow these truth teachings to go around the world and around the world and around the world. Thank you so much for watching. I see a lot of you on here today, and I appreciate that more than you know. Bye-bye.